Welcome to Legal Tech in the Heartland. This is Bob Ambrogi, and we're doing a series of interviews with small firm lawyers about how they use technology in their practices. We're at the Law Firm 500 conference put on by How to Manage a Small Law Firm. I write a blog called Law Sites about legal technology, and also a podcast called Law Next about legal technology, and also work with LexBlog as their editor-in-chief. And right now I'm speaking with Kim Benjamin. How are you, Kim?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Kim, where are you from?
I'm from Kansas City, Missouri.
And what kind of a practice do you have in Kansas City, Missouri?
My firm is the Missouri DWI and Criminal Law Center, so it's DWI, criminal defense, traffic tickets as well.
Are you solo, or do you have others in your firm?
I have one associate right now, and should have another one within the next 90 days.
Great. How long have you had your own firm?
Since 2002, so 16 years.
Good for you. Wow. Had you ever, were you always a solo, or were you off with somebody else?
No, before I opened my own business and started out as a solo, obviously. Before I did that, I was with the Public Defender's Office in Missouri. They have a government statewide system. So I was an employee of the state of Missouri Public Defender System for 6 years.
Sure. And besides you and the associate, do you have paralegals, some others people in your firm? How many people altogether?
Yeah, there's the legal assistant who is the case manager, and then there is a person who's the client services specialist who handles all the intake and onboarding of new clients.
Yeah. So how much do you think technology is important to helping to build your business? How big of a role does it play in your firm?
I remember the days when it was all paper, and we still did paper faxes and had paper files, and I've done a complete conversion to paperless.
Yeah, how long ago was that?
It was a transitional period because it's hard to convince people that they don't need paper, including myself.
Yeah.
So it was challenging to transition. But I would say over 5 years ago, we started the process, probably longer ago than that. I remember the days when you had email and you would print it out and then put it in the file, because otherwise it wasn't with the file.
Right, yeah.
And several years ago, I had Time Matters. And then I had Practice Master, and I was never 100% happy. And then finally I said, I just want everything to be in the cloud, and I want to be able to work from anywhere. Don't want to be tied to a file or the office or even a computer that's at a location other than the one I want to be at right then. And if I wanted to be at home working or at Starbucks working or wherever, I wanted to make that work for me.
Yeah.
So I started slow on the transition to really getting into technology.
Yeah.
Several years ago, I started with Clio, moved all of our case management into Clio.
Yeah.
Took a while to truly let them also do the document management, but now, because we're paperless, everything's in Clio.
In Clio, or you're not using some other because it integrates with other DMS systems, but you're using Clio for...
No, for document management, we're using Clio because now Clio thankfully allows you to edit and save multiple drafts within Clio, and you don't have to download and upload and mess with.
Does Clio work for a DUI practice? I mean, are there any particular sort of unique aspects of your practice that don't quite fit or work with Clio, or does it work for you?
Clio works for us because I've put the time and energy into watching all the training videos. They have an amazing customer service, so I'm always reaching out to them, and I've hired someone who helps us with the things that we just don't really know how to do that easily. Like, they also have document automation.
Yeah. So
you can create very quick and easy, click, 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 create an entry of appearance or request for discovery pleadings, the standard formula pleadings and letters as well. So we're in the process of really using them for that.
Yeah.
We also use, I think text messaging is something that lawyers are failing to use to communicate with their clients. Yeah. And it's not just the millennials that prefer text messaging. Right. I'm 48 years old, and I prefer it when my businesses that I communicate with, whether it be my dentist, a chiropractor, a massage therapist, or whatever, sends me a text reminder, confirmation. So we started using App22 because they integrate with Clio, and they also allow us to create form text messages that just go out on the system we've set up.
Reminders to clients and that sort of thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And informational. Sometimes we just need to tell a client to bring us something or to remind us about something, and they like to get the text message.
Yeah. And that's not going to your cell phone number. That's you get a, I don't know if it's going to your firm number or from the firm number. Yeah.
Right. We also, Clio has a secure messaging system. So we quit over a year ago. I created a policy in the firm that you're not allowed to email anybody anymore because it's not secure. Lawyers should not be using email as a primary form of communication because it's not secure.
Yeah.
And so Clio has a way to essentially email with your clients through secure messaging. We use that. And then a lawyer out of Oklahoma who owns his own family law business just invented a new integration with Clio so that you can actually, your clients can have an app on their phone. They get a ping or a notification that they have a secure message, and they can just open it and share documents with you that they can upload by taking a picture of it, and it uploads as a PDF. And everything is saved to Clio. So there's absolutely no communication in our Outlook program, which is our email program. And so I don't even give out my email address anymore because if you're a client, you're going to communicate with me through Clio, through this new law firm app that I am now using. And if you're not a client...
You don't know the name of it though, do you?
It's called Your Law Firm App.
Your Law Firm App? Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually. And then if there's an email communication with a court, for example, it's not very difficult through the Clio programming. They've updated it to make it much easier by having a plug-in with Outlook. And they have another one for the Gmail users. And anyway, you can save emails to the client file. Because my big thing was, if I ever had to go back and look, where is the client file? Well, it's no longer a paper file. It's now in my program I've chosen to use, which is Clio. And I don't want there to be also, well, let me go check all the emails. Let me go check all my text messages on my phone. To create the true file, I have to go to 100 different places to produce a file if I needed to. Or God forbid you had a bar complaint or a malpractice case where you needed to reinvent the file. I wanted it just to be simple.
Who's the tech person in your firm who's kind of making all these decisions? Is that you, or do you rely on somebody else? That's you.
Me.
That's you.
And I'm not tech savvy. I just...
Well, you clearly are.
I
listening to you
investigate
talk
what's
here.
out there.
And you made the decision, you said roughly a year ago, to move to all Mac. Is that right?
It was, about a year ago. I had an iPhone for a long time, and then I got the iPad, and then I got a MacBook. And this was all business/personal, because obviously you use your products for multiple uses. And then I just cleaned out all the PCs and went all Mac in the law firm. And everybody absolutely loves it, because everybody loves the Mac interface. Everyone had an iPhone, which helped. It wasn't a new product for them to figure out.
You're already on a cloud-based system. So
already on cloud-based systems, and the products can all talk to each other. So if I want my iPhone to talk to my iPad, to talk to my MacBook, to talk to my Mac, at any given time, if I've written a note, for example, on my iPad, or set up a reminder on my iPhone, it's on my office computer and my home office computer as well. So I like that everything talks to each other and is the same, rather than having to go to a new device and add something that you put on the office computer. Now I have to add it to your home office computer. I don't have to do that anymore. The only negative about it all was that being a DWI defense lawyer, we get a lot of dash cam videos. And we have found that for some reason, all of the different law enforcement programs for dash cams don't run on Macs. I don't know the why behind it. I just know that through a tremendous amount of investigation, asking other lawyers and asking IT people, they've all agreed you can't watch it on the Mac. So we had to get parallels so that we could have the ability to go to Windows on our Macs just to watch a dash cam video. That's one annoyance that maybe someday will be fixed, but it's workable.
Do you use any trial presentation or trial prep software at all?
I've used, we do a lot of jury trials in the firm, and I've used the iJuror, I think it's called.
On the iPad?
On the iPad to help us with the note-taking and jury selection process. There is another program that works with Clio, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, that helps you organize massive amounts of discovery.
Yeah.
Helps you organize deposition, because we get depositions in Missouri for criminal cases. So it helps you organize depositions in a way for trial. I know there's several products out there for several civil lawyers because of the number of pages they get in discovery. Criminal lawyers typically don't have that kind of discovery, but we still have a need for organizing our cases, and so I've used that. There's a program that allows you to do the timelines, create the chronologies, create the stories of a witness, and then the evidence, like the impeachment story that you may need in trial. There are programs for that we've been using. I just can't think of the name of it off the top of my head.
That's okay. Any particular toys that you like, that you find indispensable in your kind of day-to-day practice of law, whether devices or software or anything else besides what you've talked about here?
I have, I've been a longtime user for a few years of just the Hey Siri, remind me to, or Hey Siri, set an alarm on my phone or on my iPad. And recently I've learned about the Echo or the Alexa app. So I also have that at the house and like to play with that more for personal reasons, like check the weather, what's on my calendar, and play some music. So I'm learning how to use that as well, so that it's not tied to me carrying my phone around. But Clio actually has a company that integrates with them called Tally, fairly new.
For timekeeping.
The timekeeper. So you can say, hey Alexa, record my time on such and such a case, and she does. And it's brilliant.
Have you tried it?
No, but I bought it just literally at the Clio conference a couple weeks ago, and my associate has started using it because he goes to court more than I do. And I would always ask him about his time entries, because even though we're a flat fee based firm, I want everyone to keep track of their time for better time management purposes, and deciding when to hire new employees, or if you're having efficiency problems at the office, it's nice to keep your employees keep their time. And he was always saying, well, I haven't had time to update my time entries. Well, this is now a way for him to just, while driving from court, quickly do all his time entries by voice, and if he does a phone call at home or whatever, he can pull up his Alexa app on his phone and record his time by voice.
I was at Clio. They had a competition to give away $100,000. I was one of the judges on that competition. So
you were there?
Yeah, I was there.
I saw Tally win the check. I was so happy for the three Matts that won that.
The three Matts, the good guys.
They are.
Well, thanks. Do you have a website?
I do.
What's your URL?
It's benjaminlawkc.com.
benjaminlawkc.com.
And I have a new one being developed because of this organization, How to Manage a Small Law Firm. I learned that the better way to build a business is not by focusing on the vagueness, the vague title of your name, law firm, because nobody knows what you do. Just like doctors, we specialize, and we need. So I created a new name for my business, the Missouri DWI and Criminal Law Center, and I have a new website coming out in about a month called the DWICriminalLawCenter.com.
Great.
So I'm transitioning out of focusing on me and focusing on the name that means nothing to anybody,
to what you do.
To what you do.
Good. Good.
So,
all right. Well, Kim, thanks for taking the time.
Thank
Pleasure
you so
to meet you
much.
and talk to you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you.